Hey guys, what's going on? So we're at the 2023 Herkimer County Fair. This is the prelude for the Thursday night Demolition Derby. And car count is down this year, of course, as it is everywhere. But they got a decent amount of cars here. Should have, I think, the number is 7 heats tonight. So hopefully they make most of it. I don't know how many cars per heat there's going to be, but it looks like there's a pretty decent amount of vans and trucks here, so that should be interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this prelude started up here. I think this is the best to paint. We got a Chevrolet Malibu. Behind that, we got a Mazda. Mazda 3, that is. A Buick Century. Festival of Sports is the theme for the fair this year. And let's go ahead and work our way to, I believe this would be Heat 1. I believe this is the Powder Puff Heat. Got a Ford Fusion right there with a pretty well-used bumper, looped. And those are pretty stout cars. I wonder if how well it's going to hold up here tonight. I'm curious. I don't know. You know, you got to keep your scope out for future Demolition Derby cars. Pontiac G6, decent other than the aluminum spindles. Ford Focus, you know how I feel about Ford Focuses. I always say it all the time. Not a huge fan of them. Front frames are super weak. CV axles are junk. Another Ford Fusion. I have a feeling we're going to see more and more of these. In front of that, we got a Ford Taurus wagon. This I'm excited to see. Haven't seen one of these in a while. And I have a feeling it's going to go straight down and back. We'll have to see what it does. Looks like they pre-bent it a little bit in there. She's a pretty rotten unit. I wonder how the floors are. No, not too bad. There's a little bit of hole over there, but it's very common on those for having very rusty floors. And then we got a Toyota Corolla in front of that, and that's your Powder Puff heat. I'm not sure if there's more in the inspection line that are going in the Powder Puff heat, but if you're still in the inspection line, well, you got your car missed. So got a Ford Crown Victoria or LTD right here. Mercury. See it right there, Merc. So this is a Mercury Grand Marquis. Nice way they have that kicked up already. Got another Ford product behind that. I believe another like LTD, but this is a car I'm interested in seeing. This guy, I know he's been wanting to run that thing for quite some time now. Got a Chevrolet Impala behind that. These cars are always pretty decently stout in the back end. We've seen these cars do pretty well here. Actually, the same driver a few years ago, as long as I don't know if he's running or not, but he's always done the back end like that on the Impalas. They always seem to be pretty darn stout on the back there. Very interesting setup there. Got a gas tank and a battery box in here, so pretty well built for Herkimer. And behind that, we got a Toyota Camry, our first Camry of the day. Pretty decent looking, not too bad. A little rough around the edges, but I'm sure it's fine.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing? Got a full size behind that. I believe it's a GM product. Yeah, it looks like that's a GM console, or column, I should say. And behind that, we got a Cadillac Eldorado. Newer front-wheel drive, North Star probably. If it isn't North Star, I'm more interested in it. Nope, it is the North Star. You can tell by this, what used to be the emblem right there. So, let's go ahead and knock out the trucks and SUVs here. Got a Dodge Durango here. This thing is pretty darn clean. I saw this one coming in. You guys can see there for a New York vehicle. That's clean. Surprised they're derbying this thing. Probably has a few more years of life left in it, but in front of that we got a already pre-ran. Might already seen this one run before. Can't remember off the top of my head, but a Chevrolet Avalanche. See how that holds up. Basically the same, I believe the same exact frame as I think it's a Suburban actually. In front of that we got a Honda Pilot. This ran at Brookfield. Surprised they're running it with the trucks and SUVs, but to our right we got a Dodge Grand Caravan. Always stout in the back, those Dodge Grand Caravans are. Got a Trailblazer in front of that Honda Pilot. Once again, this is going to be a bone stock derby, so you're going to have a lack of in-car gas tanks. I don't even think this one has a battery on the inside. So some guys are running batteries underneath the hood and stuff like that. Got a Dodge Grand Caravan on our right and another Dodge Grand Caravan on our left. This one also ran at Brookfield. Very solid van. This one, well, that's another Dodge Grand Caravan, as I said. In front of that, we got a newer style, like the one that ran at Otsego County Fair. I'm just trying to think. I've been to so many fairs recently and trying to remember the names. A newer, like 07 and newer, actually, it might be even 08 and newer. Somewhere in that mid-year, they switched the Silverado. It was kind of weird. But the newer body style Chevrolet Silverados, I've only ever seen one of them run, and that was just a couple weeks ago. Got a Liberty, a Jeep Liberty, in front of that other Dodge Grand Caravan, and another Dodge Grand Caravan. Once again, these are the most popular vans for Demolition Derby. And we'll take a look at these last two right here. Got a 9907-ish Chevy Silverado here. In front of that other Silverado, got Dodge Caravan here. This is the front end of the Dodge Caravan. Notice that these are like plastic. I think they're plastic core supports. The only thing I would make sure to do on these vans is loop the radiator lines for sure. Just loop the lines, all the lines I should say, on them, because I don't trust this bumper or core support to protect that radiator at all. I just loop the lines, because those 3.3s do handle heat pretty well. The 3.8s, same thing basically, so I do the same thing on those. Got a Nissan Versa right here. This is like your mini car class, it looks like. They got some very small cars in this class. Nissan Versa there. These are pretty stout cars in the back, they're not too bad. The car behind that is a Chevrolet Aveo. Let's see how this thing holds up. I think I've seen one of these run before. Did all right from what I remember, but maybe I'm wrong. Got a Chevrolet Cobalt behind that, and a Honda Civic. This is very similar to the one I used to drive on the road every day. Pretty stout in the back end, but front ends are meh if they're rusty. I guess that goes for about anything. The got another, what looks to be maybe a full-size slash, I don't know why they putting Chevrolet Impalas against Buick Sabres. Well, that makes sense, but putting a full-size frame, well, I don't know if I would agree with that. But got a Mercury Grand Marquis either way, or a Ford Crown Victoria. Behind the Buick LeSabre, already pre-ran it looks like, for sure, I should say. Not doesn't that it looks like, it definitely is pre-ran. This is also a pre-ran Impala with the 3.6 liter. That ought to be interesting to see. And in front of that we got an Impala, more than likely with the 3.5. You don't see many of the 3.6s making their debut yet, but 3.5. It's amazing that the newer Impalas are making appearances when these 06 and newers are getting in. But we'll see how the 3.6 holds up. It'll be interesting how, because these guys are a team of two, I believe. So we'll see how the 3.6 and the 3.5 compete against each other. Should be interesting. But that's pretty much what we got for the show tonight. There's a few more in the inspection line, but I don't know if they're going to get passed or not. Let me see here. It does look like they're getting inspected, so I don't know. We'll have to see. There's a few back there. If your car's back there, well, I apologize for missing it, but it is what it is. So I'm going to end the Prelude right here, and I'll see you guys at the demo. Stay tuned. Should be a good one.